The BRICS Summit in Brazil gathered leaders from member nations and new entrants, including Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the United Arab Emirates, and Indonesia. Brazil assumed the BRICS Chairship on January 1st, 2025, with the theme Strengthening Global South Cooperation for More Inclusive and Sustainable Governance. After the 17th BRICS Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, BRICS released a detailed declaration with 125 points. From condemning the Pahalgam terror attack to backing a greater UN role for India and Brazil, here are some key highlights from the 17th BRICS Summit declaration. At the 17th BRICS Summit in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro, leaders back UN reforms, including Security Council, to make it more democratic and effective. At the summit, China and Russia, as permanent members of UNSC, backed Brazil and India's bid to play a larger role in UN, including Security Council. Notably, India has long sought a permanent seat in the UN Security Council (UNSC) to better represent the interests of the developing world. In their joint declaration, BRICS, leaders voiced concern over rising unilateral tariffs and trade barriers that violate WTO rules. They reiterated support for a rules-based, fair and inclusive multilateral trading system, with the WTO at its core and special treatment for developing countries. BRICS leaders expressed commitment to urgent restoration of an accessible, effective, fully functioning, two-tier binding WTO dispute settlement system. They welcomed the BRICS Declaration on WTO Reform and strengthening of the multilateral trading system adopted by the Ministers of Trade. In the joint declaration, BRICS leaders voiced concern over global conflicts and growing divisions in the international order. They expressed alarm over rising global military spending at the cost of development funding for developing nations. The leaders urged a multilateral approach on development, poverty, and climate, while rejecting efforts to link climate change with security. BRICS leaders condemned the April 22nd Pahalgam attack and reaffirmed their commitment to combat terrorism, including cross-border threats and financing. At the 17th BRICS Summit, leaders called terrorism criminal and unjustifiable, urging zero tolerance and rejecting double standards in countering it. BRICS leaders reiterated that terrorism should not be linked with any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group. The leaders further welcomed the activities of the BRICS Counter-terrorism Working Group and its 5 subgroups based on the BRICS counter-terrorism strategy. In the joint declaration, leaders of BRICS nations also condemned the military strikes against Iran, reasoning violation of international law and the Charter of UN. BRICS leaders pledged to combat illicit finance, terrorism funding, and transnational crimes, including cybercrime, trafficking, and crypto misuse.